feel it, that sharp, icy prickle at the base of your neck, the nagging certainty that right now a pair of eyes is fixed upon you, burrowing into your secrets. You turn around and the shadows are empty, but your instincts do not lie. You are equipped with an ancient neural sentinel, a specialized network of neurons wired for one purpose: to detect the gaze of a predator. In the state of nature, to be watched is to be targeted. To ignore the gaze is to welcome your own end. Accept this harsh reality. You have never been truly alone. In this world, being observed is not a fleeting discomfort. It is a silent declaration of a power struggle, and you have been losing since the moment you looked away. The masses believe gaze is a bridge to connection, but the wise know it is a weapon of assessment. Those watching you from the periphery are not looking for your humanity. They are scanning for the cracks in your fortress, your weaknesses. Like a prince entering a new province, the observer seeks the path of least resistance to your ruin. Everyone sees what you appear to be, but few touch who you really are. And those silent watchers are the ones who know your true nature best. Today, I will strip away the veil. I am deconstructing the encrypted source code of dark psychology so you may finally recognize the hunters moving through your world. We will move beyond the common sixth sense and into the tactical reality of gaze detection. You stand at a crossroads of survival. Make your choice now. Will you continue to be the docile lamb, oblivious to the knife, or will you master the art of the fox to see through the darkness? Let the game begin.
To master others, one must first master the mechanics of their involuntary nature. We begin with the most primitive exploit in the human hardware, the yawn theory. If you suspect you are being hunted, do not confront them with a direct gaze. That is a move for the desperate. Instead, deploy a feint. Fake a massive, exaggerated yawn. Stretch your limbs as if you have abandoned all vigilance. Then, immediately snap your eyes toward your suspect. If they are yawning or even touching their mouth, the verdict is absolute. They were watching you. This works because yawning is an aggressively contagious biological reaction. If someone is focused on you, their brain's mirror neurons will force them to mimic your action without a second of deliberation. They have just handed you the keys to their secret intent. If the yawn is too slow for your tastes, use the sudden time check. Check your watch or your phone with an obvious, sharp movement. Make it visible. If they are observing you, they will unconsciously check the time as well within seconds. It is a psychological reflex that even the most disciplined mind finds almost impossible to break. In this moment, they have ceased to be a ghost in the shadows. They have become a biological machine whose buttons you now know how to press. Now, ask yourself the question a prince must always ask: cui bono? Who benefits? Why are they watching? They are not admiring you. They are performing a tactical audit of your vigilance. In the art of dark psychology, the observer is looking for the moment your guard drops, the glitch in your awareness where you become vulnerable to manipulation, digital exploitation, or a calculated approach. They want to know if you are a sheep who is easily distracted or a lion who is perpetually aware of his surroundings.
To enter a province, one always has need of the goodwill of the natives. In the geography of the human mind, that goodwill is established through mirroring. A professional dissembler knows that humans are biologically wired to trust those who reflect their own image. It is a pull of an invisible lever in your brain, the mirror neurons, designed to foster connection and lower the walls of your fortress. If you shift your weight, they shift theirs. If you take a sip of your drink, they follow. They are attempting to become your shadow, a silent rapport builder stripped of all ethics. But even the most talented pretender cannot perfectly bypass the biological sentinel of your gaze detection network. Look for the glitch. If the coincidence of movement happens more than 3 times in a narrow window, or if their movement is delayed by a fraction of a heartbeat, you are not witnessing a connection. You are witnessing a calculated audit of your defenses. A true prince understands that men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. The watcher is betting on your simplicity. They are using your own body language against you, weaponizing your innate need for trust to penetrate your inner sanctum. When you notice this rhythmic mimicry, do not adjust your posture to accommodate them. Instead, break the pattern abruptly. Cross your arms when the conversation is light. Lean back when they lean in. If they mirror your glitch, the mask has slipped. You have identified the hunter masquerading as a friend. Why do they seek this harmony? Because they are scanning for the cracks in your fortress to find the path of least resistance to your ruin. They are weaponizing your own humanity. In the art of control, the observer seeks to become a mirror so that when you look at them, you only see a version of yourself you are comfortable with. This is the digital and physical camouflage of dark psychology. By mirroring you, they effectively camouflage the eye, just as predators in nature evolved to hide the direction of their gaze from their prey. They want to remain outside your central fixation point, operating in that 4-degree window where you are most vulnerable to suggestion and manipulation. In a game of chess, the pawn looks ahead, but the player looks into the fear of the opponent. The watcher is not looking at your moves, they are looking at how your fear dictates those moves. By mirroring your anxiety, they amplify it. By mirroring your confidence, they steal it. They are the fox identifying the trap, and the lion preparing to strike once you have been lulled into a false sense of security. Remember, he who is the cause of another becoming powerful is ruin. If you allow them to master your reflection, you have already handed them the scepter of your own sovereignty.
Fate is the excuse of the sheep. Strategy is the language of the lion. When you begin to encounter a specific individual in the most improbable of places, your favorite morning cafe, a secluded corner of a park, or even deep within the specific digital forums you frequent, do not succumb to the romanticized notion of destiny. In the realm of dark psychology, there are no accidents. There is only calculated habit research. A master dissembler knows that men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. These accidental encounters are the byproduct of a digital or physical audit of your life. They have studied your digital footprint for months, constructing a too-perfect connection story to slide into your reality with the precision of a surgical strike. This is digital manipulation and love bombing weaponized. They are creating an artificial sense of belonging by appearing exactly where your comfort is highest. Consider the tactical wisdom of the prince. He must understand the nature of localities, the mountains, the valleys, and the marshes, to either defend his state or surprise his enemy. The watcher is doing exactly this to you. They are not following you, they are mapping you. By appearing in your sanctuary, they bypass your innate biological sentinel, the neural network designed to detect an overt predator. Because they appear friendly and coincidental, your brain overestimates the benevolence of the interaction, failing to prepare you for the threat. They are effectively camouflaging their gaze within the mundane fabric of your daily routine. What is the hunter seeking in these synchronized encounters? They are scanning for the cracks in your fortress to find your schedule's vulnerabilities and the glitches in your social guard.
The goal is to become an inevitable part of your reality. By establishing a presence in every facet of your life, they lay the groundwork for gaslighting, the power to rewrite your very sense of reality until you no longer trust your own perceptions. They want to isolate you so that you rely solely on them for approval and a sense of truth. A prince who is not wise himself will never take good advice unless he yields entirely to one person. The watcher aims to be that one person, eventually taking your sovereignty away from you. This is the fox identifying the trap and the lion preparing to terrify the wolves. By becoming inevitable, they weaponize your own need for connection. Once they have integrated into your schedule, they can begin to tilt the truth, push an advantage, or withhold facts to bend your will to theirs. Remember, he who is the cause of another becoming powerful is ruined. If you allow someone to engineer fate into your life, you are no longer the player of the game. You have become the pawn. A wise prince provides for the future and redresses evils quickly when they are foreseen, for if you wait until the malady has become incurable, there is no longer a remedy.
In the hierarchy of nature, the eyes are not merely for seeing, they are for conquering. Humans possess a specialized neural network, an ancient architecture of neurons specifically tuned to lock on to the gaze of others. While direct eye contact can signal trust, in the hands of a practitioner of dark psychology, it is a primitive cue for establishing social dominance. Observe the hunter. They will fix their eyes upon you, unblinking and cold. They are not seeking a conversation. They are conducting a siege. By refusing to break eye contact, they are testing the strength of your spirit. They know that men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that most will eventually look away to ease the psychological pressure. In that split second when you lower your eyes, you have not just avoided discomfort, you have signaled your submission. You have acknowledged them as the lion and yourself as the subject. Our biological hardware makes this attack nearly impossible to ignore. Unlike predators in the wild who evolved dark sclera to camouflage their intent, human eyes have large white sclera designed to reveal the direction of gaze with surgical precision. This transparency was meant for cooperation, but the hunter weaponizes it to project absolute authority. They use this unseen pressure to make you feel small, forcing you into a defensive posture where your only desire is to escape their field of vision. Do not be deceived. This is a tactical move to strip you of your sovereignty before a single word is even spoken. But the most dangerous watchers are those who operate in the margins. Scientific reality dictates that we can only reliably detect a direct gaze within 4 degrees of our central fixation point. The hunter knows this biological limitation. They will not stare at you head-on. They will watch you from the periphery, using the position of their head or body as a deceptive mask, while their eyes remain locked on your movements. This is the digital and physical camouflage of a professional observer. They stay just outside your neural sentinel's primary alert zone, gathering intelligence on your habits while appearing to be occupied elsewhere. The wise man does not wait for the trap to spring to know he is being hunted. He feels the breath of the enemy even before the wind changes. What is the hunter's mindset in this moment? They are searching for the glitch in your guard, the moment your attention drifts, or the instant you become overwhelmed by their presence. If you feel their eyes and you cower or bow your head, you have handed them the weapons of your own defeat. A prince must understand that he who is the cause of another becoming powerful is ruined. By yielding your gaze, you grant them power over your reality.
To survive, you must become the fox to recognize the peripheral trap, and the lion to confront the direct stare with a gaze that does not flinch. Remember, in the arena of the mind, the one who looks away first is the one who will eventually be governed.